Hello YouTubers, this is a video about installing a vinyl window. My previous window is a aluminium window. These are just pre-ordered from Home Depot, which is custom size windows that you can order, and you just really plug them in. So I mean it's relatively easy to do. Most people should be able to install these windows. Not everybody's going to be able to. There's some pieces that you might want to be aware of. I mean, such as using a circular saw is quite dangerous. So if you're not comfortable using sort of power tools and things like that, don't attempt to install a window like this, right? Other than that, take a look, listen to the video. I cover most things that you'll need to know to install a window. As you can see in this current video, these are the old aluminium windows. You pretty much just cut around them right on the edges. They have these sort of sleeves on the side. You cut through them, and you can actually just pop the window right out. So it's very easy to get these type of windows out. One thing you want to be aware of, if you get the windows that have the 2-inch borders, don't install it over the paneling on the outside of the house. You want to install it sort of inside the paneling. I was told by a home builder that this is the incorrect way to install it, so I'll show you what I did this time. This is a shot of a window that I installed from the outside. It works fine, but try not to do this. So here's the next shot where I've actually cut out the window. I pretty much just cut around the edge of the aluminum window. I then just popped it out. As you can see, it comes out with little damage. You don't have to actually pull out. If you have the sort of window sills, you don't actually have to pull those out at all. You can just put the window right over the top of them. So the rough opening is really the inside of the window, and it's quite easy to measure. You can measure it beforehand without pulling out the window. Take it to Home Depot or wherever, and get the sizes measured pretty accurately. In this shot, you can see the actual tar paper was deteriorated. So later on, I'm gonna just replace that. I put some tuck tape around the edges, and you know. Try and do the best I can in terms of trying to seal it, right? So you'll see now that I've actually put the window into the hole. Make sure it fits properly. Make sure it's obviously square. If you look from the inside, make sure you have a 1/4 inch around the window. You want to make sure that every side has a 1/4 inch. So when you come with foam, the expanding foam, that you can get right around the window. Very important, especially for the bottom where the water tends to get in, right? So just make sure that it is all even. It kind of fits before you start screwing it in, right? The other thing you want to note here is you can actually push the window right in, but you want to obviously sort of make it even with the siding, so that it obviously looks nicer, and you don't have like an indent there. So you just kind of have to screw it just right in terms to make it square. In this one, I actually use, it's really code for most locations, is to put a piece of metal at the top, because windows always leak, so you want to actually do that. They're really inexpensive. They cost like $5 for like 10 feet or something, for the one I have anyway. Yeah, you can see I've actually put tuck tape around the edges. I've sort of fixed the bottom piece here. I've sort of overlapped the siding there. So, I mean, you can pull all the siding off, but I don't want to go to ripping the place apart. So, again, did the best I can in terms of, trying to seal it here, right? So, I do use something called Blueskin. There's different products on the market. The one I use is just really Blueskin. There's a primer that comes with it. It costs me around $22. You can probably get a little bit cheaper, and this is what it really looks like. It's just kind of a skin that you put around the bottom. You don't need to put it around all the edges. Really, you just need it around the bottom sill. That's where the water kind of gets in. So you just want to, cut a piece that kind of comes up a little bit on the sides and then the bottom, and that'll protect. Make sure one thing you never want to do is make sure you don't put the Blueskin over the siding. It must go over the tar paper. That's very important, right? So otherwise, water, there's always potential for water to actually get in. In this shot, you can see that I've put a beading right around the edges, so water can't get in. And then of course on the inside of the window put some beading, very important as well. Again, you want to create that sort of water jam, so if water ever did actually get in, if you have snow in your area and snow sort of kind of comes up in the window somehow or whatever, just put some beading around it to really just stop that water from getting into the house. The expanding foam in theory will stop most of it, but it's just like an extra precaution. And if you're doing it at your house, you want to take every precaution you possibly can to make sure that water doesn't enter the house at all. Okay. So this is where I mentioned earlier, make sure there's a 1/4 inch around the side. So when you measure it and get the measurements and get your window cut, make sure that you consider an extra 1/2 inch when you give them a rough opening, just kind of minus 1/2 inch off. So 1/4 inch from top, 1/4 inch from the bottom, 1/4 inch from each side. So when you put the window in, you have a good 1/4 inch on each side, so you can put the foam inside, right? Very important, right? Again, especially the bottom is the most important, I think. So just make sure that you do that. And again, this is just really that flashing I put at the top of the window. It's flush against the side in there. So when we put some silicone in there, just make sure that it's going to look nice, right? So this is where I put the silicone on. For those that don't know, you just like throw a whole bunch of water. I'm just using a cup here and a cup of water, and then you smooth it. Be generous with the water, and then it'll make your life a lot easier. You can smooth it so it actually, when you get around to painting, it looks nice and smooth. It's not rough. If you don't use water, you can get it pretty smooth, but with water it kind of turns into a paste, and it makes it really nice and smooth, and you can just come and just wipe it down with a towel or something, and then once it dries you just go ahead and paint it, right? So I'm just going to clean up so it kind of looks nice with the towel. Sorry, it kind of goes out of I'm trying to film and wipe at the same time, so it's a little bit out of focus here, but you get the gist of it. So yeah, just clean up the edges, so it looks nice, and you don't want to, if it dries you kind of just have to scrape it off. It's a lot easier to wipe it off before it dries. So here it is, kind of afterwards, where I kind of wiped it down, everything's smooth, just ready to really be painted, right? So very easy. Once you throw some water on it, it really makes it so much more workable and easy to kind of just smooth on, right? And you know and this is pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Very easy to do. It took me about 2.5 hours to install the windows, so most people can do it. So good luck, and thank you for watching, and hope this video helped you and gave you some tips to install a window. Thank you. One more tip to get the actual opening size for the window. Just once you got the initial hole, just put the window in, take a pencil and mark that side of the window, and then that'll give you the size that you have to actually take off the siding, and so you have an accurate size.